Once I put it in ready mode, I'm gonna listen for the beep of the machine. Okay, once I hear that beep, then I can go ahead and pulse. If I try and pulse before I hear that beep, it's not gonna let me go into ready mode and you're gonna have to push that again. So just make sure that you wait in here for that beep, okay? Okay, usually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start right here in the center. That's where your client's hair is the thickest. That's where they have the most nerve endings. That's where their highest pain level is gonna be. Sometimes what my students will do, and you can do this if you feel like you need to, you can draw a little X right where you're gonna do your test pulse so that you remember that's where I did my test pulse. I'm not gonna go back and hit that spot again. Okay, so I'm gonna stick this right there. How does that feel?
Good. Oh, it's not.
Yeah, I can smell it.
Okay, there's that plume that we talked about, the burnt hair.
Yeah.
How was your pain level 1 to 5 on that one? 0. Did you feel it? No? Okay. She didn't feel anything. I'm not really seeing any erythema. Your clients can have a slower response. They can be a late responder. But I want to go up a little bit just to see if we can get a better response. So I'm going to put this back in ready mode. I'm going to pulse right here next to it.
Okay, I felt that one.
Felt that one? Was it tolerable?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to keep going. And I'm just going to finish out this little box that I started in. You doing okay?
Yeah.
What do you feel like?
The first one felt like a snow. These, I can't feel these.
So as we get further away from the center of her underarm, she's not going to be able to feel it as much. The hair's going to be a lot thinner, more fine, not as many nerve endings. That's typically why we start in the center. Because if we start up here, get a reaction, get her pain level up to where we feel like it's going to be a good response. When we get down here, they're not going to be able to tolerate it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go down to the next section. I am overlapping my line that I drew a little bit just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Sometimes clients will come back and say that their hair grew back in lines. That's usually where you separated out your sections.
Oh, uh-huh.
Okay, still doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to this section right here on the top. One more section right here. I didn't really draw my line right in the center, so I'm not having to treat as much on this side.
That hurts.
Yeah, right there in
that
my
little crease.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna do one more right here on the bottom. Okay, that side's done. Pretty easy so far?
Yeah.
Okay, these machines are on wheels. Utilize the wheels. I don't ever want to see anyone stretching this all the way across. Okay, we don't want to break the fibers. So we're going to roll these closer. You can't roll them all the way to the other side of the machine because of, power cords. But you can at least roll these closer to your treatment table. Lift this up and over your client. Okay, now we're going to start on this side. I already did my test pulse. I already checked her pain level. I know what my settings are. We don't have to test pulse on this side. We just get in and go. Okay? Oh, hello.
Can there be occurrences where the clients are more tender on one side than the other?
Most of the time it's their right side that they're more tender. Yep.
So I don't feel none of these, but I smell it.
Yeah. Just because your clients can't feel it doesn't mean that nothing's happening. It doesn't mean that they're not getting a good treatment.
That hurts. Oh, I saw those sparks.
Yep, little sparks, that hair singeing a little bit.
Ooh.
That was spicy?
That's fine.
If your client starts to be a little bit more on the sensitive side or you hit a sensitive area, You can stop for a second and let that air cool down in between pulses. You can, but it'll get hotter on your client. It's not as much for the air to cool down between pulses. So sensitive areas, I will pulse a little bit slower to cool the skin. Sorry, I know that little pocket right there. Okay, you're done. So I'm gonna come back over. I'm gonna push these machines back.
Yeah, because this one will rent.
Okay, unattach both of these.
Oh, my Brazilian is
This right here just gets draped over. I'm gonna set this over on my tray to clean later. We're gonna wipe all of this down, both of those hand pieces with alcohol, water and soap with the nail brush with that and alcohol. If you need to clean your screen on your machine, a lens wipe. Never sandy wipes on these machines. It will mess with the touch and it will degrade the plastic so it's easier to crack. Okay, always alcohol. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna check her skin for my clinical endpoint. She doesn't really have a ton. If you guys wanna come look right here, she is getting PFE. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where?
A little bit of PFE,
Mhm.
not the whole area, but no erythema. So I'm gonna chart no erythema, mild PFE. My endpoint would be a 2. Okay. Let's come over and look at this side.